Alrighty, this is part two. Um, I actually just got done filming this and then realized that the entire thing was tilted sideways, and so didn't want to put you guys through that. But main reason why we're here for this to show you guys this is to show you the firing mechanism. So that little guy right there, which actually is focusing pretty well. I'm happy about that. Before it took me a good 45 seconds to get to focus. It's polished extremely well. Before it was covered in some black, like kind of like this, the slide, which is worn off a little bit from shooting it, but just not very good. That was one thing where I think Sig kind of dropped the ball. Oh, you can actually see it. So this trigger mechanism, it's kind of got two stages to it. It's shaped kind of like a stairway. It's got that, which is the contact face there, and then it's got another little base that comes down from that. What that does is cuts out the friction. The problem with that is the extra milling. It actually created a big old burr on top of that firing pin, or not the firing pin, the striker release mechanism, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a gunsmith. It created a big old burr there, so it scratched on anything that was like not perfect on the other side. So I went in there to sand that down, and then, which by sand, by the way, as I said, I am no gunsmith. I'm not going to sand a gun. I took a really good polish to it, so I didn't take out hardly any material. Just took the surface and polished it. That being said, though, I did take enough material to where there are no valleys and there are no mountains in there. And same thing with the other side. That striker face, focus. You can kind of see the glint there, especially on that leading edge. It's just perfect. It's beautiful. It's made this gun a joy to shoot, whereas before it was just it was nice. It was, it was kind of one of those things where it's like it's super convenient. Doesn't feel like a large gun, or sorry, it doesn't feel like a large gun. It's not a large gun, it's a micro pistol. But it didn't feel like for instance, the Kimber. When you're shooting this gun, you feel like it's a very, very small pistol. When you're holding it, it doesn't feel right in your hand. There's just not enough meat to it. For some reason, and I'm just chalking it up to some really good engineers over at Sig Sauer, this firearm feels really good. Like it doesn't feel like a small gun. And granted, I have some fairly small hands too. So your mileage may vary on that, but I've really enjoyed it. It fits really well, even with two hands, which I'm not able to do, of course. But getting two hands on it is super easy. Getting it stable and on target is a dream. It's pretty darn nice. Again, the only reason I'm leaving this gun behind is I work in a job where I can carry that, which is, stupidly bigger, but I like it. I don't know why, but I do. It's fun. Otherwise, this would be my carry weapon for sure. In fact, I really wanted to keep it just because if I ever do need to wear a suit or anything like that and tuck in, this gun conceals super easily. So it's ridiculously easy to conceal. The other thing that's cool with this, it's kind of just a minor thing, but when I was originally trying to shoot this, my carry ammunition of choice, which has since changed, but it was these little guys. This is the Lehigh Defense Extreme Penetrator, and it's since changed to this one. The reason being is this round was kind of a square peg in a round hole, quite literally, and so as it was going up into the feeding ramp, it would sometimes get hung up on that little, where is it, focus? This guy's got some, let's see, focus on my thumb, there we go. So this edge right here, it would often get hung up on the edge there, and it would have some hang-ups going into into the tube there. So in order to fix that, I took the hopefully this isn't going to be too choppy for you. I took the feed ramp and I polished the center and then the edges, made those lines a little softer, so now it kind of slides in there. And I've shot about 12 of these out of that, or out of this firearm since then, and had no issues. I would love to do more, but these things are stupid expensive, so I'm thinking 12 is going to have to be the sample size. But if it can fit that through its pipe, it can fit, I'm sure, whatever you want to put through it. So, that's the firearm. I'm going to show a little video of me pulling the trigger, just to kind of highlight that. But all in all, the only reals, so I'll be totally open and honest with any of the defects on it. There's that little thing, which is actually not even really a scratch, just like, you know, when you get something pushed on something that's a matte surface and it kind of polishes it a little bit. It's more like that. So there's that, and then that's from holstering and unholstering. On the way out, the holster somewhere, I can't figure it out. Something rubs on the little side of the trigger there. So you've got somewhere there, and yeah, you can see, like, this is literally, I'll just do a close-up of everything so you can see that I'm being totally transparent with what I'm selling you. Honestly though, this is a rockin' little pistol. I've loved it. Plastic, super thin on the inside, and I mean that in a good way. It's definitely thick enough, especially with a magazine, to where it's sturdy. But this is like, it's a, what did they call it? It's a 1.5 stack magazine. 12 rounds in there. That's why I bought the gun, and it is amazing. Oh, you can see there's a little bit of dirt on there from landscaping. Yeah, I'll get that cleaned off before I sell it. But there's no actual, like, defects to it. And on the slide, focus, yeah. It's pretty. The other cool thing with it is it actually comes with a X-ray sights. And this is not anything that I've done to it, it's just a really cool thing that Sig does that I'd like to point out. But the sight picture there uses their X-ray. And what's cool about this, I've actually shot this at night. If you're not familiar with the X-ray sights, the 3 dots are teridium. And so at night, whether you're using it for home defense or you're just going into the mountains and shooting it at night, those things light up super well. Just line up the 3 dots and you're on target, and it's great. Now, there we go. So yeah, that's the firearm. Give me a call if you're interested. One thing that I will point out, I will be going through an FFL dealer to sell this to you, doing all of the proper paperwork, all of the proper background checks, everything like that. So don't ask if you are a felon. It will not get to you. So sorry about that, but yeah, I'm not willing to commit any crimes for that. So just so you guys are aware, and yeah, oh yeah, there we go, putting it back together one-handed. Cool. So that's the gun, and hopefully I can see you guys soon. Bye.